Welcome to Junk Journal Mayhem at Studioloo.
Alright guys, we have made it on to the second half of this challenge here, and I'm on day 16, and we're dealing with plastic bag. So nowadays in my life, not too many plastic bags come into my life because in Ontario where I live, we have like a bylaw or something, I guess, or maybe it's a whole Canada thing to eradicate the plastic bag in stores. So it's actually great, except that I totally don't like the replacement. I like paper bags, except that they keep making these really flimsy ones that like you've got to like hold them like, you know, you're holding on to 6 wet babies in a paper bag or something so they don't break on the way to your car. If you forget your reusable bags, which are like these also plastic complex microfiber yucky icky things that I just totally don't understand. Like, I feel like the replacement for the plastic bag somehow is worse. Like, they're harder to break down, they're not biodegradable, or they're like going to melt in your hands. So I don't know. I don't run the world. But what I have are these little baggies. So, you know, packaging from jewelry bits and crafting supplies and bits and bobs, little things like this that just, you know, they pile up these little kinds of bags from time to time. And so that's what I want to use today. And, you know, this has me thinking about like consumerism and those kind of things, and just generally like, you know, shopping, plastic. Like, I'm thinking of all the different kinds of like themes that I can think about as I do this. I recently started watching this YouTube channel, which maybe I'll link down below. She does these incredible talks about like why people are addicted to, I'm not even going to say it, TEMU, and you know, Shein and all these other like, you know, Chinese mass produced sites. She talks a lot about the psychology of things, and I just recently found her channel and I love it. I'm just looking to see if it's in my history, because I did recently watch another one of her videos. She talks about kind of like consumerism and, you know, the impact of consumerism, and she does it in a way that I think is not preachy. It's more like informative. Like, if you choose to kind of open your mind a little bit to like your habits, you can examine them better and like understand if what you do is actually serving you, you know, because like I think a lot of things we do don't necessarily like help us out. But anyways, I'm going to start with just simple kind of brown craft paper. This was a fly page from a book, and I'm going to fold it over to just get a little bit of thickness for the piece that I want to make. So we'll just go ahead and glue that just together, and then I'll trim it down to like a size that I want to make my ephemera with. I'm feeling a lot like I want to make a tag today. I'm just kind of feeling the inspiration. Okay. I'm wondering if before I did this, I should have considered if I wanted to stitch anything on, but maybe I will challenge myself not to stitch today as a change, at least on the piece. Okay, so let's just trim a bit off, throw them in scraps. Then a bit off the bottom too, I think. So now we need to get into these plastic bags. This one has a staple in it, and I think it's not sharp. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I'm going to use 3-in-1. And what I want to do here is essentially create like a textured background that uses these bags. Nothing too complicated. By the way, I am loving your comments on this challenge. Where you're like, I didn't think you were going to get there this time, Cindy, but you got there. Or like, I completely love this. It's, you know, I fly by the seat of my pants. That's the whole reason that I decided to try to do this thing. Because I just think, you know, if I can't just have fun and laugh at myself and like experiment with things and like just show how to use common everyday, junk that hangs around your house or whatever, like what's the point? It's much fun to just play around like this. I needed something a little less serious, although I have to admit, after this, it's going to be a while before I decide to take part in anything daily again, because I am feeling a little bit like, whew, this was a lot of work, but I'm okay. I'm not burning out or anything quite yet. Give it time, friends. It'll happen, I'm sure. I have good days and bad days like most of us. But yeah, I'm still enjoying this. Okay, so this one I had to cut so I can fit it on there. So I'm also going to just put a little glue inside so I can close that up. Is this the glue side? No. Okay, good. Just didn't want to stick my fingers in the glue. All right, so there should be enough, I think, plastic. And I'll leave a little bit, you know, that doesn't have any plastic on it for, just for giggles. Okay, so then I want to cut the corners so that I make this into a tag. Okay. Now, I grabbed a couple paints. One is this metallic worn penny, and the other is a tempera in this sort of light purple color. So, I grabbed some of this tempera paint, just kind of put some on, just because. Change up the texture a little bit. It'll also bring out the holes in the packaging. Don't want to completely cover it. It's kind of like almost like a dry brushing, but not as dry as dry brushing, a little. Okay. That's enough purple. Then I think what I'd like to do with this, I'm going to grab one of my glue book pages here and just kind of scrunch it up. I'm going to put a little bit of my worn penny paint on this scrunched up paper just to see. I need to smoosh it around maybe. Yeah, it's going to give me some kind of printy texture. Yeah. Also, that makes a nice color. That might just become a scrap. We'll just clean the brush off on here because we'll keep that as a scrap. That's cool. All right. So then that's good for paints. Now I'm going to try to hit this with the heat gun. Now, plastic, as you know, can melt. So we might see some warping and movement, which is okay with me. Just be careful, like don't go too crazy, you know, because you don't want to release all that toxic kind of smell, the VOCs or whatever from plastic. I see we're getting a little bit of scrunching now. Just don't hold too long. Also wear a mask. Maybe I'll put mine on. Okay. Okay, I have my mask on. Also, I have some ventilation going on. I'm not too concerned about the level at which I'm doing this yet. Okay. Yeah, we're getting a little warped. I like that. Might just do a little down here. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now, take my mask back off. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna smoosh just for a second here, just to flatten this down. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, very cool. Now I grabbed some bits and bobs because, like, I wanted to, you know, have focal points and like tell a story. So let's go ahead now and add some things to this. I just grabbed some bits and bobs from my stash. So let me pull it all over here. I really like this film strip piece. This is from like a ephemera pack from 49 and Market. They make these really fun film strips, and I liked the idea of using it because of that purple paint that I used as a background piece. I think that'd be really nice. I also have this little paint swatch here, and I was thinking I could use that maybe with a bit of blue around the edge just to add a little color pop. Again, I like the idea of like mixing grungy colors with bright colors, sort of, to just create a bit of an interesting color blend, you know? Yeah, and like they would be really cool on there. Like this for me is like, maybe they went shopping, now they're going to a movie. Like, they're so cute. So let's start building this tag up. I'm going to use, I think, again, 3-in-1 to glue this down. I feel like I really want to stitch on this, but I don't want to mark it up. On the back. Whoops, but I probably could. It's not a big deal. Maybe I'll do a little stitching just to... I just like attaching these things with stitches. It's just nice. Rather than glue when you've got, you know, multiple textures going on. So maybe I'll go do that. I'm going to add some stitching to this because I think the texture is really going to make this, and I'll come back. Okay, so yeah, I'm happy I did the stitching. It's totally kind of grounding this piece a little more for me. It's holding everything down nicely. So look at that. That's fun. Good mixed media feelings, right? I hope that this project shows you, like, if you're already doing mixed media art, right? Go ahead and keep stuff like this and use it in the background to create texture. Why not? It honestly isn't, it's not going to challenge you, I don't think, in a way that you can't handle. And then imagine not having to throw those things in the recycle bin or the garbage bin or whatever. Yeah, it's good. Turning it into something good, useful. Now let's put them on. I'm using all of the 3-in-1 on everything just because of the plastic. I really want it to adhere well. I think it is probably the best glue for the job. So we'll pop the gals on here. And if any of your plastic is still sticking up a little and you need to trim it, you know, like go in and get that little chunk off that's not letting her foot lay down, you can pull that off. You can also go back in with the heat gun and just hit it again and it will melt. I'm not going to do that though because I've added this film strip and it's made from acetate, so it will also get affected by that. And I was thinking I want to use a bit of this fabric from this children's dress. One of my viewers said that they had a dress like this when they were a kid, and this absolutely like cracks me up. I love that. This is one of my daughter's dresses. So let's just cut a chunk off. I think they said they had a doll that had this dress maybe. Yeah, love it, love it. I might just take a little swatch. Think about how, oh yeah, that would be cute. Like that. I love using tags as like a canvas for building a piece of art. It's fun. Good. Put my little scraps over here. Let's make sure we're all stuck down. We are. Good, good. Then I can come in and just start kind of embellishing with a few other things. So I got some labels and things that I thought might be a nice addition. This little stamp here, that might be a nice layer. Yeah, I'll go Fabri-Tac just because, or 3-in-1. Sorry if you hear my little toasty barking, but he hears the kids. They're coming in from school. This is a little label that says merchandise. My hands are a little bit of a wreck because I've been gardening and doing artwork and dyeing paper and you name it, I've been doing it. But I'm sure you don't come here for the nail tips because I'm not good for them. Okay. Maybe that one here. That's nice too. Yeah, maybe one more just there. Maybe this one actually. Yeah, that'll stand up a little better than that one. Oops, I just heard something fall. It's my jelly plate. It's drying over on the my drying rack, and it just kind of made this like blub 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 sound because it fell off the drying rack. Oh geez. Okay, let's put these away. Okay. So now, okay, so I am very happy with the composition of this, but I think I just want to take a little bit maybe of my gold paint here, this tester's paint that I've been playing with, and just add like a few little bloops and blops. Some dots. It's kind of like, you know, instead of splatter, sometimes it's fun to just kind of do this. Just extra bits of color, especially on the brown. Okay. Once you start, it's hard to stop. But I like that. Okay, and we'll put the rest of the gold paint over there. Then I just want to do one more thing, I think. I gotta check. I need to back this now because I've stitched on it. So let's go ahead. We'll do that. Because I need to do that, and then I need to... I'm not too worried about the gold paint. I'm just going to lay it down. I'm not going to be smooshing at it too much here. So we'll just add some glue on the back here. Always gouging my glue stick with stitching, but that's okay. I've got some nice paper here somewhere that is like, yeah, that would be good. It's like a book fly page. And I'm definitely going to stitch around the edge of this, but what I want to do next, before I stitch the edge, cut it out. Okay. I'm going to grab like a nice bronzy eyelet. Pop my hole. Oh, there's two there, I think. Oops. Oh yeah, there definitely is. There's like a little gold ring I need to get off there. Those little pieces for the eyelets, I never use them. Tell me if you do. If you use eyelets for things Do you use the backings? I think they must be for fabric projects because I never use them. And they just get in my way. Maybe I should, you know, add them to one of these, like, let's use our useless things challenges. Eyelet backings. Okay, so let's close that. Okay, good. So I'm just going to go do some stitching and I'll show you the final piece in a moment. All right, so my stitching is done, and I'll just bring this up a little closer so that you can see it. So the plastic bags, I feel like the biggest thing with them that I think is great is they add texture, but also it's kind of a nice way to just hide some trash thing that you have that you want to use up, right? Like, it's now not going to be going into the landfill. It's going to be going into a book that somebody will treasure for a long time. So I can still see, you know, the plastic bag here and here, but it doesn't overwhelm the piece. I still see some of the holes from the packaging, and it gives like a nice texture. This whole thing has like a nice feel to it. It's also not too wide. It's not too chunky to go into a journal. And yeah, I think it's pretty cute. It sort of tells its own little story, and I think this kind of mixed media work that we do, I think these are the kind of things that in a journal somebody's going to pick it up and spend time looking at the details. Like, I like how this gold paint, if I haven't told you guys about this Tester's gold paint, like for models, it has its own great usage. Like, it's very opaque. It has like a staining quality to it. I just really like it. I don't know if you have any, play with it because it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm happy with this piece and I hope you had fun. I will see you tomorrow for more mayhem. Bye for now.